All right, so for this part, they want us to write a function whose graph passes through the following points in factored form. So again, it doesn't tell us our leading coefficient, so we are looking for our a value. Remember, the zeros are the x values when y equals 0. So these ones, y equaled 0 in these first 3 points. So this is going to tell us what our zeros are. Then this last one, y is not 0, so this one is our extra point. Now, the nice thing between these problems and the previous ones with the graphs is that the steps are exactly the same. First, you identify your zeros, you set up your equation, you do the extra point substitution, and then you solve. So this one, our zeros are 3, 2, and negative 3. So we're going to use that to set up our equation. Y equals, we don't know a, x minus 3, x minus 2, and x plus 3. And then, sorry, I forgot, we plug in our x and our y from our extra point. So y was negative 1, and x is positive 1. Okay. And just like before, we are going to first simplify what is inside the parentheses. So in this one, 1 minus 3 is negative 2, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, and 1 plus 3 is 4. And we're going to multiply those all together, and these become our coefficient of a. So negative 2 times negative 1 is 2, times 4 is 8. So we'll have 8a equals negative 1. And when you divide, it is okay to get fractions. That's going to happen every once in a while, so don't think you got it wrong just because you got a fraction. And don't forget, your final step is to write the equation. This is the easiest point once you get your a value. You plug it in front of all of your parentheses, and that is your answer. Very similar to the last ones, just not a picture of a graph. You are just getting the list of coordinate points. So again, I would like you to try this next one on your own, and then you can jump ahead to the end to see if you got it correct. All right, so the first thing is identify your zeros, and that is when y equals 0. So here we would have our zeros, which would be 0, negative 3, and 5. Then we have our extra point. So now we can set this up. We'll have y equals a times x minus 0, x plus 3, and x minus 5. Now at the beginning here where we have x minus 0, when you subtract 0 from something, it's not going to change the value. So you can just leave that as an x. You don't have to put the minus 0. If you do, that's okay. It's not going to change your answer, but it's just not necessary. Once you have that, you can plug in your x and your y value. For this one, y equals a positive 3. And then for our x value, we have a negative 2. And just like before, you want to simplify what's inside the parentheses first, and all of these are being multiplied together. So the first one we already know is negative 2. Then we would get positive 1 and negative 7. And this would be on the calculator part, so if you struggle with your integers, you can use that to help you get the correct answer. And this one would end up being positive 14a. And when we divide, we would get 13 over 14, or sorry, 3 over 14, I don't know where I got 13 from, equals our a value. Now again, this is where a lot of people stop, they circle that, and then they think they're done. But you are asked to write a function, so make sure you are getting this easy point at the end where you just write down your equation. So don't forget your equation at the end, and that is your answer. Okay, the next video is going to go over scatter plots and how to find the difference between a cubic and a quartic function.